क्लीं कैवल्य
September 20th, 2019. The morning was bright and beautiful. The temperature was close to about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. After a good night's rest in Hotel Nataraj, I set out early morning to visit Triveni Ghat on the banks of the Ganges. To get there, I had to take a tuk-tuk. There's a little arch there. I got off the tuk-tuk from there and I'm walking down. It's pretty early in the morning. It's about 6:30 I think. So all the shops are closed. There are little fence, houses. And heading towards the Ghat. Triveni Ghat, confluence of three wholly significant rivers, the Ganges, Yamuna and Saraswati, is a most revered sacred bathing spot in Rishikesh and is situated on the banks of the Ganges. In this part of Rishikesh, the Ganges separates itself into three distinct rivers for a short distance and again converges, creating a powerful spiritual energy. Lord Krishna is said to have visited this holy spot towards the very end of his life after being hit by an arrow. This ghat is believed to be the place where Krishna was cremated. Pujari is waiting to do pujas for you and pay them a little bit. They do pujas. My pujari is here waiting for me. So I will now change and get into the cold water, have a bath, and then I'll do a little puja. After finishing the preliminary rites with a local priest, I chose a relatively quiet spot to perform a ritualistic ceremony of the Kaivalya Linga. The act of offering Ganges water to a Shiva Linga has been a sacred ritual for thousands of years. It is symbolic of internal cleansing and purification of the self. In spirituality, symbolism is very powerful. The cross is a powerful symbol for the Christians. The Om is a powerful symbol for the Hindus. Symbolism is the only way we can relate to something abstract. And so to me, this beautiful lingam which I hold symbolizes the be-all and end-all of everything. Not only our practice, but where creation begins, where creation ends. And so Shiva, the consciousness of Shiva is that powerful energy. My Guru Sai Baba said he is Shiva. All avatars owe their origin. All gurus owe their origin to Shiva. You and I are aspects of the Shiva consciousness. Shivamsha as we call it. The more we realize it, the more energy we feel. And with this Ganges flowing so just right next to me, you see this, it's amazing. And to do puja or lose yourself in that contemplation of the divine, it's an experience by itself. I think words fail me. So I'm going to now, and hopefully everywhere I go, I'll have the strength and the energy to do Abhisheka to the Linga. Abhisheka is where you ceremoniously offer to Shiva from the waters of the Ganges herself. What greater joy can that be? So, with that prayer in mind, I spend some time losing myself in chanting of the Rudra Abhishekam and perform the Rudra Abhishekam to my chosen deity, Shiva. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya
ॐ नमस्ते रुद्रमण्यव उतोतैषवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु धन्वने बाहुभ्यामुत ते नमः या तैषु शिवतमा शिवं बभूवते दनुः शिवाशरव्या या तवतया नो रुद्रमृडया.
After this wonderful session of chanting and meditation, I set out to explore the city of Rishikesh. Rishikesh in Uttarakhand, India, is one of the most famous pilgrimage centers. This city is the gateway to the Himalayas. The sacred Ganges flows through the city, which is bounded on three sides by the Himalayan ranges. It is best, of course, to explore this beautiful city on foot. And as you walk around, you constantly hear the chimes of temple bells, ancient chants and kirtans echoing from an ashram or a temple or just a saintly person on the wayside, either singing a kirtan or playing a flute.
So this is the Ram Jhula, which was built, I guess, in the 1970s, sometime late 70s, 75 probably, because the Lakshman Jhula was not enough to take the population. I think they built one more called Ram Jhula, and somewhere way out on the other side, you can't see it on the screen, but somewhere out there is going to be a Sita Jhula as well, I guess. So Ram, Lakshman and Sita. They're planning one for Hanuman as well, so just to help control traffic and let them move, I guess, when people want to cross the river. Ganges here it's one of its broadest this is where Ganges becomes really broad, as opposed to Triveni Ghat and all these places you see here. It's beautiful. And out there, on the other side over there, is a Sivananda Ashram on the hills. The orange color, pinkish orange that you see there. I'll be visiting that soon. Some of the adventure seekers out there, if you see, they go rafting as well. So this place caters to that as well now. It's part of the fun. I think if you have people phobia, you can't do this. You will be very disturbed because there's so much people and there's so much noise, if you think. But then if you just rise a little above that, like get your mind off this little distractions, and it's an amazing place. These people add to the energy. You know, there is color, crowds and people speaking all languages. It's beautiful. That's what makes this place so vibrant and so filled with divine energy of Shiva, Vishnu, Narayana, Rama, yoga ashrams everywhere.
This celestial place is filled with beautiful guest houses, meditation and yoga centers, ashrams and temples. People from all over the world congregate in Rishikesh to learn lessons in yoga and meditation. Swami Shivananda, one of the greatest yogis of modern times, began his mission of spreading yoga and spirituality from an ashram that he set up here in Rishikesh, the Divine Life Society. I took the opportunity to visit this divine ashram that day. Unfortunately, it was noontime when I was there, so the meditation and yoga halls were closed. But I had the freedom to roam around the ashram sidewalks and bathe in the energy of this magnificent yogi, Swami Shivananda.
Swami Shivananda, his family, he's a distant relation through marriage to my grandparents, grandmother to be more precise. And his influence has always been on our family, on my childhood. Growing up, it was always something to do with Shivananda. We had Swami Sachidananda who visited us, my grandmother's place, when they came out to spread the Divine Life Society, the mission of Shivananda. Then we had Swami Chinmayananda, who was the disciple of Shivananda. Then our family guru, Murugadas as we know him, he used to sing bhajans with Swami Shivananda. And so Swamiji's influence has been always there in my life. And when I was in Puttaparthi, I devoured each and every book of his. So coming back to this place is beautiful. Someday I'd like to spend some time here. Maybe a few weeks. In this quiet ambience of an atmosphere. As you climb up the hill, you get cut off from these sounds of traffic and so on, and then you enter this beautiful complex. Begin to experience the silence. Beautiful tree. Must have witnessed so many yogis, his disciples. I guess the temple is closed for the afternoon. They probably will open it, I think around 4 o'clock maybe. There was the bhajan hall. Everything is closed. Here is the holy samadhi and shrine of Swamiji, Swami Shivananda. You have a bookstore. They have a library. Everything seems to be closed. They do have time here. 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So it's 1:45 p.m. So I think it should all open in a little bit. So I'm going to hang around here for a little bit. Perhaps sit under the shade of this tree. Pay my tribute and homage to this wonderful master. These masters were the trailblazers, in reviving yoga back to its spiritual glory. What we are doing now, none of us can take the credit. At least I can't, and I don't want to. I owe it to them and their inspiration. So without them, without their teachings, I don't know what it would have been. But I guess that's how yoga has survived over the generations, over thousands of years. Always been teachers who will not compromise on its values and what yoga truly stood for, for self-realization, for Atma Sakshatkar, as they call it, for the ultimate vision of the self, the realization of the self. And so it will be. It will continue. Yoga will never die. The true spiritual, in-depth yoga is not going anywhere. It's safeguarded within these walls of these ancient ashrams, where people give up everything to practice and teach it. No compromises of any kind. Yoga has come to stay.
Built in 1929 and opened to traffic on 11th April 1930 by Sir Malcolm Haley, this is the famous Lakshman Jhula of Rishikesh. It is a suspension bridge spanning about 450 feet in length. It is said that the mighty warrior Lakshmana of the ancient epic Ramayana crossed the Ganges on jute ropes at this very place where the bridge now stands.
There's plenty of monkeys around. Look at that. They're all over the place. I don't think they're camera shy. Well, they seem to be pretty calm, but people around. So, that's the fun. Now suddenly the crowd seems to have thinned out on the bridge. I guess it's just groups of people coming and going, and you can feel a little sway in the bridge. Look at this guy having his biscuit. Let me see if I can get him. Oh, monkey, eat. Oh, he thinks I'm threatening him. Better watch out. Can't afford to lose his camera. So here's that beautiful Ganges. Look at that. One thing is so amazing, it seems the river is completely detached to all of this noise and pollution and chaos and business and stores and all population coming in. The river just flows. It just seems like a lesson to learn where you have to just keep going no matter what others think of you, what others say to you, what happens to you in life with regard to others, circumstances. You just keep going towards your goal, towards what you want to do in life. Just like the river, nothing stops the river from flowing. Hills, dales, valley, mountains, rocks. Just keeps flowing no matter what. Amazing. Look at those hills there. Beauty of those hills. So tall, so majestic. I can't wait to be up there. I'm going to be up there very soon in my trek, searching for those temples of Shiva established by the Pandavas. Far from the madding crowd up there. Beautiful. Just beautiful. This is a famous temple. It's not very old or anything, but just well known. Apparently it has 13 floors, I guess, I believe. 12. And over there, there's hardly anybody over there. That is, if I'm right, I believe that is the Sai Ghat. I'm going to check it out. But I remember seeing in the video Saraswati, I think she's there. So that must be the ghat that is devoted to Sati Sai Baba. So I'm looking forward to going there and offering my prayers. So I see many of these yoga schools here, they all say certified by Yoga Alliance, which is good. But I find it ironical. I still don't know how you could certify someone as a yoga teacher with just 200 hours of training. I don't know. I don't understand that. I spent years learning that science. Well, that's what it is now. So at least it's a good step in the right direction, I guess. It's a good beginning. Because like if you say a yoga training will take 3 years, I think there'll be less people signing up for it. So at least the first step is 200 hours, 1 month, you get something, the door opens. So I'm not against it, but I just feel it ironical that people get a certification where the real teachers of yoga will say you certify yourself, you ask yourself when you're ready, you will know when you're ready to share. Because you would have experienced something more than just practicing asanas.
I was thinking about it in
So, something to think about in these places where the birthplace of yoga, as they call it. Can we really create teachers on the fly, or do we open doors for deeper experience? and let them decide if they are ready to teach or they want to continue being students of yoga. Why do we trust a teacher certificate and give them a false sense of confidence, I guess? What if somebody is not ready? And what if somebody is ready? Do they really need a certificate? Shouldn't the knowledge just pour out from them? And shouldn't their presence, their words, and their very personality reflect what they are practicing? That should be the standard upon which yoga teachers should be determined and yoga should be taught. Not just, again, as a curriculum which is set to calendar and not set to experience. What if somebody learns everything by sheer meditation? What if somebody needs intense yoga practice and asanas? So it has to be custom. This is a spiritual science that we are trying to teach. I think Yoga Alliance is doing a great job. It's in the right direction, but there's so much more to be done. And I'm hoping to work with them someday to help them come up with something more substantial, where yoga becomes universal, not just recognized by USA or UK or Australia, but recognized by the spirit that is residing in the hearts of every yogi.
After crossing the Lakshman Jhula, I walked over to the Sri Sai Ghat, a fantastic piece of real estate on the banks of Ganga, dedicated to this wonderful teacher who taught the religion of love to humanity.
Sri Sai Ghat. These ghats are, once they are there for forever. And so it is wonderful to see Swami's name consecrated, or his name coming here is actually consecrated the Ganges even more. It's the name of the avatar for this yoga. One who rekindled spirituality in the lives of millions of people. At least it did for me, so I can speak for myself. Changed the way I looked at life, changed my priorities in life, made God very, very, very real. So, this is that beautiful place. It's nice, beautiful, quiet. It could be a little cleaner, but it's beautiful. Sadhus sitting here meditating. Goddess Ganges. Statue of Goddess Ganges, and I think this is Sage Bhagirath, I think. I have to read up more on this, I'm not sure. This is Bhagirath praying for the Ganges, and it's really recorded here. So this is it. Look at that. There's Swami's chair. Doing some repair work here, so there's some repair thing going on. That's going on here. This is a lovely place and a lovely mandir. Well, I sit next to this lovely sage here. Hello, Bhagiratha. I hope I can get him. There he is. And my favorite god of all, Shiva. That was a Lakshman Jhula. You see? Beautiful. So easy to go with the flow, right? So difficult to stand up against the flow or go against it. I mean, the question comes to my mind, why go against it? If nature intended, then we just go with the flow. But spirituality is going against nature, against the senses, against the body, against the flesh. It's a new path. That path is not defined in the dictionaries of the human mind. It has been given to us by consciousness of a higher kind. And therefore, in order to follow that path, you go against the current of the river. That's what makes it difficult. That's what makes it seem you are the only one, and you feel oftentimes alone in this path. But you're never alone. With every step you take against the current, there is an energy that guides us. Lessons come as I stand in front of these Ganges, mighty river. The aloneness, Kaivalya, the gift of yoga. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is the evening Aarti in the Ganges at Paramarth Niketan.
कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवानी सहितं नमामि भवानी सहितं नमामि
Please consider subscribing to our channel on YouTube, the KYG channel, so you stay tuned to fresh yoga and spiritual content from KYG. Thank you for watching. Enrich your practice, empower your mind, enlighten your spirit. Namaste.
Kaivalya